Okay, we're live, and I have highlighted your camera, Michael.
Okay, so I'm in Classic Google Plus, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to events instead of Hangouts. It's just a little different than what you're used to doing, but I'm going to go
Okay.
to an event. And this one reason I used to do this way was one, it gives you it lets you set the whole thing up ahead of time, so you don't have to worry about going back and adding a banner or going back and doing this and going back and it's already done for you. So for example, I'm going to go in here, create an event. So I can go ahead and put my banner in right now. So if I want to put a banner for, let's just say, and I'm going to whip through these because you don't need to see all this, but I mean my old game shows and stuff, I can put one of these banners in there and boom. Oops, let me hit one. So it'll throw a banner up there, and then I can always go, and then if I want to, this would be plus word, and then whatever, I always put the date in, and then whatever, if it's Friday, then I can put 10 p.m. Basically, you're setting up a traditional event, etc., and all that kind of stuff. And if you notice right here, I'm only going to invite myself because I don't want this to go public. I just want it to go to me. But you would put public and all the things and everything you want to invite, put it right there. But right here under event options, I would go to advanced, show more options. And when I do that, I'm looking to put the YouTube video right here. I manually put that in. So that way, if there's any issue at all with the YouTube video or it doesn't start or it's screwed up or something like that, everybody can stay in the event, but all I do is replace the video so we come in better or something like that. That's a fail-proof thing that I've done every single time. Now, I'm going to show you how to set that up as well, so I'll go through that process too. I'm going to go over to my YouTube channel.
So I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead if you want me to.
If you do a regular event, start from the Hangouts tab, it generates a YouTube URL after the fact, or actually when you publish, it gives you a YouTube event URL. So are we doing something different from that?
The only thing that you're doing different when you do a traditional one like you're used to doing, you don't have to put a YouTube video in there because it already does that for you.
Right.
All we're doing is putting it in manually.
But where do you get that?
That's what I'm getting ready to go through that process right now.
Okay.
I'm going to the next steps.
Sounds good.
I'm going to the next steps. So that's where I go to my YouTube channel, and I have it set to come here automatically. But if you don't come to this window, you just go to your, like Michael Daniels up here in the top right. I go to Creator Studio, which brings you to here anyway. So I go to live streaming, even though I'm not live streaming, but that's where it is. That's just where you have to go. You go to events, and then I want to over here new live event on the right hand side. If I'm going too fast, just slow me down or whatever. But I'm trying to kind of whip through it. So right here, here's where I put it. Plus word. And this is how it's going to show up on YouTube. So I'm going to have everything set up here on YouTube. So I'm going to pretty much do the same process. Oh, there's my timer.
Yeah, go. Don't burn something.
I'm not going to burn something. It should be okay, but I just remind me in about 3 minutes. I need to.
All right.
Here, I'll do it. Hold on a second. I'll do it right here.
Michael is cooking dinner for his wife at the same time he's trying
That's right.
to do stuff. So.
Talk about multitasking.
Exactly. Okay, Google. Set timer for 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes.
There we go. There you go. So she's good. All right. And you can put tags, description, all that kind of stuff. But right here, here's the key thing. Over here on the kind of below my image, you see quick and custom. Always use quick because it says using a Google Hangouts on air. So that's the key thing. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to hit create event. There's other stuff you can do and all that kind of stuff. You can public advertise, send it to Google Plus and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. That's more in-depth, but I'm just going to show you basic right here, okay? I'm just trying to show you how to get the event. So I create the event. Once it's created, it's going to come up right here, and you'll see plus word right here. This is the last one that I just did for February 9th. It has the right date and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on plus word and copy the link address, okay? So now when I come back over to the events, I paste that into YouTube. Now my YouTube live event goes right in there, and I am set and ready to go. So if I start the show on Friday and the video's screwed up, doing it your way, there's nothing I can do because it automatically puts that YouTube video in there. If mine screws up right now, I can go back and take it out and put a new one in there. So let me go to invite. I'll go to invite. So once I click that, now here it is. There's +word. There's my video. There's the stream. It says live event will begin in 2 days. There you go. So there it is. Yep, same thing, same process. You'd have all your guests over here. It's the same event. All it does is the only thing that's really different is you get to put your banner in ahead of time, and you get a chance to edit it if you need to. You can take it apart. You know, if I need to go in and edit this event, oops, I put the wrong YouTube video. I can go right here, pop this out, put a new one in, and I'm done. Okay, I can put details, all the same stuff that you normally do on a regular event. This saves me a lot of times. I'll be real honest with you because, yeah, because you know if you have any kind of issues, you can always. And what I'll do also, you know how I made this event, and I'll put a date right here for Friday, and I'll put the date and time that I'm doing it. I'll actually make 2 events. Okay, I'll come up and I'll make 2 events because what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have one ready in case something happens. You know what I'm saying?
And,
so I'll
well, what do you anticipate may happen where you'll
whatever. Whatever. It's Google. It's Google. So
I know, but specifically the first event URL maybe get tweaked somehow and misfeed. Therefore, you need another alternate event URL to be able to feed in there.
Yeah, or lately what's been happening whenever you embed something, I know it's happened even in business hangouts. I know it's happened in some people's events. The video looks, it shows live like right in here, but you go out and look, you're not going to see anything.
Right.
The viewers don't see a thing.
That's happening.
That's happened to a couple people already. So this way, I can put a whole new video right in there. Boom. Hey, listen, a little bit of a pause, a little technical difficulty. Give me about 2 minutes. I go over here, grab the link to this other one, pop it in there. Boom. I got it, and I'm good to go.
And so that way they don't have to migrate from one event page to another.
Yeah.
The way we've been doing it, we've had to do a redirect and send people to a second event.
Exactly. This avoids that. Yeah, this avoids that.
That's a really good idea. So at least if we do have the disconnect problem, it's more easily remedied. Now,
I will say this too. One thing that I've done that we taught in a community-centered HOA, what I've done, which is even better, in my opinion, if I go to the community, I go to user, and I go to a brand new post, I do my whole event right here in this post.
Really?
Yep, I'll do the whole thing right here. The only thing they can't do is they can't add it to their calendar. But I'll stay in the community. It brings them to my community, and I do the whole event right in this post because you can leave 500 comments, the same thing you can leave 500 comments in an event. There's no difference. So what I'll do is I'll do something like this. Here is the event. Oh, I can't type, but the event plus word, and then I'll, a lot of times I'll put the video. I'll put the video right in here, or I'll just click it there. If I click it, see, it puts the video in there for me. I got you. All right, I do have to go get that one, but then the video's right there. It's ready to go. Same thing. They're going to see the same stuff when you click on it. Hopefully, maybe not. Maybe when I go public. But I'd put all my details right down here and all the instructions and all this kind of stuff, and everything's right here. I can select a category, like this could be a live show. Like this is general discussion, but I can make it live show. So now if you come over here along the side of the community and you click live show, you can go see that live show. It's the only post that's in the live show. So you could do your whole event from right here, and people can come in your community. They can click on this. Here, I'll put it in here right now. Andrew, you can delete it if you want to. Oh, I have to select a category.
Yeah.
So they come in, that's what they see, and they can actually, click on this, I think, to take them out and see this. I don't know how they do that, but I mean, they watch the whole event right here. They'll watch the whole show right here. Boom, there it is. Same thing. Live event begins in 2 days, and they can add comments now. They can keep posting. It stays in your community. It draws people to your community. I'm gonna go for a little bit so I can go take care of my food, but I'll be back, and you guys can
Thank
talk
you
amongst
very
yourselves.
much thank you for the tutorial. I
And
really
if you want to stop recording or if you want some more, just let me know. But I just need to go do this real quick.
Okay. Hello, John, Michelle, Tom.
Hey. Are we sticking on one topic here?
No,
not
no,
at all.
no.
Michael just helped me out with a little something that I'll be cherishing, no doubt.
Yeah,
Well,
that's usual when Michael's around. I don't know what's happening with me with Hangouts, but it did happen again just now. I'm getting booted out with an aw snap constantly.
Yep.
Help.
There's nothing you can do about it. Apparently, it is a Google problem. It happened to a lot of people, and it's getting more and more. I see it in several communities that I attend, um, and there's nothing the user can do about it.
It,
It just
it happened
happens.
like 5 times in one Hangout this morning.
Yeah, yeah. It's Google is working on it. They are aware of the problem, but they just haven't come up with whatever it is that they need to do to fix it yet.
well,
All
it's
right,
good to
so
know
well,
that
it's
they're
not me
working on it.
then. All
No,
right, well, it's not me because I have a MacBook and I thought maybe it was the MacBook.
not to my knowledge. You know, because
And
like I say,
it happens to be me, the only one that's really having the problem
Hey,
in the
be
Hangout. But it
sure
happened here.
be sure to leave feedback. Be sure to leave as much feedback every time it happens. Even though you can't get in, find a way to get in. If you can get in later, leave feedback. Let
Get
them
in
know
where?
that
Get
it's
in where,
happening.
Michael? Get in
A
where?
hangout, like you're in a hangout right now. If you
I
go
can I
down,
can reload and get back in every time. It just gets
okay,
an off snap, reload, and I come back in.
okay. So while you're in there, if you look in the bottom left corner of this screen right here, there's a question mark. If you click on that little question mark in the bottom left corner and send feedback,
Yes,
do it right now. Let them
I'm
know
gonna do it
this is
right
what's
now.
happening. Yeah, this is what's happening.
Continuous.
The more people that keep sending this, the better and quicker things get fixed like this. So I wanted to emphasize feedback. I'm going back to my food.
okay, yeah, and no, Michelle, it's not just you having the problem. It has been
Thank you,
rampant.
Andrew.
John, what
So,
have you been up to?
Oh, making a living.
Ah, you're one of the lucky ones.
Maybe I should say trying to make a living, but couple of projects that kind of sucked up all my spare time, if you want to call it that. But
Yeah, I've been busy with my realtor today.
what are you buying or selling?
Well, no, it's I'm working with her as her
Oh,
assistant,
I got you.
building her database and the whole thing. And she decided last night that she wanted to start sending out lifestyle magazine to some of the people that she sold houses to and everything.
Mm.
Could I please provide her with her latest picture? Because she gave me the CD last month to bring home to do some editing on to for a new picture, and she didn't have one. She said, I need to send them my profile picture today. Can you give it to me, please?" And the next thing I know, she wanted a whole new list. I've lost track of which list is the newest. Can you send me the newest list? You know, it's going to be
Mm.
a trip. She's fun to work with, but trying to keep her on point is a full time job.
That's why she needs the help.
So, you know, and I've been busy with the thing, trying to get people in. We have gotten some new members lately, so something I'm doing must be working, or something Michael's doing. I don't know which one.
So Andrew, I know that you're on the Business Hangout platform. You're reasonably confident that Hangouts will not be going anywhere and we'll be able to use the Hangout on their platform indefinitely?
I will not say indefinitely no. I expect at some time in the future, and I do not know when, but it is just my personal belief, and is that eventually they're going to be putting everything over onto the YouTube side and do live streaming. I think eventually that's going to be the only option. And when
So
I
they
say
made
eventually, it may take 3 years, it may take 5 years. They may decide to do it in 18 months. I have no idea on the timetable, but I feel that eventually that's where they'll go.
so they will eventually build something into YouTube and just end Hangouts altogether.
Well, I mean, basically they've already built it into YouTube. If you go over and create the YouTube live event, you've got the quit button where you don't have to mess with fooling with the encoders and everything, and that's
But
good because if they want to get any type of Chromebook or Chromebox activity on YouTube for live streaming, they're going to have to do something because you can't install encoders on a Chromebook or a Chromebox.
isn't that the quick link? Isn't that a Hangout on air?
Basically, yes, but they're also calling it a live event.
There's
I
a couple
see.
of distinctions there. I don't know about the current state of affairs because I've kind of gotten out of doing regular ones, but they used to give you higher resolution on the YouTube side than they did on the Hangout side.
Mm-hmm.
You could get up to 1080 on the YouTube side, where you were limited to 720 on the Hangout side.
Yeah.
One of the advantages of that eventual migration, if one were to accept the premise that they'll do that, it would answer a long-standing problem that I had, in that I wanted to promote events, live events, to a general audience, broad scope, not people who are members of G+. In fact, the fact that they had to deal with G+ was often a barrier. Everybody knows how to play YouTube videos. Not everybody understands G+, understands the distinction between a Hangout and anything else. And I think, Roland, you spend a lot of time teaching people about G+, so you may have a vested interest. But for me, looking at trying to get John Q. Public, who doesn't really give a rip about G+, to see the video, it's easier if they can just go to YouTube and watch it.
Well, something that I'm trying to determine right now is I know that the connective audience is a slimmer thing in Google Plus, and yet it's much more focused subject-wise and much more engagement focused, whereas Facebook and Twitter and other things are very glancing blows, and the numbers are available, but it's not necessarily as engaging an audience and not as um, devoted an audience. So I'm trying to figure out the connection between the two, and whether I can get people to come over to Google Plus to engage, or whether the engagement platform should be a different one altogether. And if it's YouTube, that works for me. I'm probably going to be pursuing that.
I'm sorry, I missed a little bit of that. Roland, the Democratic Party wanted to talk to me about their senator campaign or something.
I see.
That is my business line, so I I have to pick it up.
Got it.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just trying to figure out what the best way to perpetuate my present connectivity with my Google Plus uh, devotees, and then expand out in other places. And I thought of Twitter as being a connected device because of that, and it's also the alternate platform of Blab as a possibility, and then possibly even linking the two platforms together and using them alternately, either like a before show or after show Blab, and doing
Well,
something
you're
like
asking a
that.
lot of your viewers, because I think one of the distinctions is somebody who's motivated as you are, and have spent the time learning it and whatnot. You're in a different class of user, and you're interested in all those other things because they may bring opportunities. Most people I know aren't interested in finding, oh, let me see if I can find a new social network that I can waste time on.
Yeah.
Roland, I've seen someone do a blab and then do FaceTime Live while on the blab, and all his Facebook friends could see the blab event going.
Right.
And that brought people into the blab.
Yeah. I'm not convinced Blab is the alternative. I would research that further if Hangouts came to an end, or if they came into an abrupt blockade for my progression. Then I would go to Blab. But right now, I think the best way, my next step was going to be the expansion of the YouTube connection. It sounds like that would be the best way.
Well, I used to do something. I used to try and do something, not on the scale that you're talking about, but the standalone comment tracker gave me the ability to consolidate all the comment stuff from YouTube, G+, and Twitter simultaneously.
Right.
And that in itself we saw as a useful thing, because we were looking for two-way feedback from we had live events that we were doing, and we were opening up questions to our streaming audience.
Now can you give me maybe an encapsulation of how you did that with the 3 streaming into one?
Yeah, well, there's a standalone version of Comment Tracker. Let me see if I can share the screen. Hang on a second. Okay, screen 1.
Is that the page you go to and then you just enter in the URL and then everybody comments on the one page?
Well, let me show you.
Or it actually consolidates from YouTube and the other
Comment Tracker, let me find the darn thing. I thought I had a shortcut here. Here's the standalone version right here. Okay, here's Comment Tracker. And I can go to...
Okay, cool. I'm familiar with this.
All right, so you go in and you basically say sources. You enter in your URL for your YouTube event. You enter in, for instance, if we go over to YouTube, we'll grab something off of YouTube here. My channel. And let's see if something that had comments on it. This one I think had a few comments. No, it doesn't have any comments. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. So if I can grab the URL, go back to Comment Tracker, stick it in, plus, and I go to the stream side, you can see all the comments.
I see.
Oh, but then I can go to the next source. I can add another source. So that's the YouTube side we got done. Then I could go over to, come on, open this up, go to G+, find some post somewhere, maybe user to user, and grab, I think it was a shared, can't remember, it's been a while. The heck was it? Well, let's go back out of user to user. Let's go home. Okay. Where the heck is it? Used to be the timestamp or something? Not doing a good job of showing you how it's done. But the tricky one was not YouTube or G+. The tricky one was Twitter, because what you had to do is you had to go into Twitter and then you had to create a search function and put in a specific hashtag or something like that. And then anytime somebody used that hashtag, you'd find it in Twitter. But it would consolidate all 3 in the same comment tracker stream, which was really nice.
And then the comments.
Then I would bring that into the Hangout or into the presentation, the live event, as part of the presentation.
So how does that happen, where you incorporate the comments?
Well, I was using OBS for a while, and I was using.
I gotcha.
And so I would be able to do an overlay, to kind of put a cloudy white background behind it so that you could read the text. and then I would come in with the comments on top of that and have it up in the upper left-hand corner. So whoever was the focus of the presentation would still be on the screen, and then the comments would be up in the upper left-hand corner.
I see.
Wirecast was what I was using eventually because it gave me more control. But
And
that's how
OBS has a free version, or it
they,
is free.
they have a nice new free version that'll run on Mac, Apple, or Mac, Linux, or Windows. So they just finally came through with the preview feature, which they had not had to date, meaning that you could set up your shot before you showed it to the public.
Right.
And that just was released, I think, about 10 days ago. And I've been playing around with it, and God, I wish they would. It's so close to Wirecast, but not quite.
Well, thank you. I've learned quite a bit tonight, so I'm going to have to definitely take this video and watch it again and again, and practice some of these things that you and Daniel have been showing me. Good ideas.
If you're interested in the way the comment tracker thing works, there's a community, actually a beta test community for comment tracker.
Yeah, I went there and I was surprised to see that there was no action and nothing recent. Maybe I was viewing the wrong thing.
No, you're probably you on the right one. There's only like, I don't know, 30 people in it or something. Really small group, but
it seemed like there was the last comment might have been months ago, but maybe I was incorrect.
Well, there's not a whole heck of a lot going on with it. It kind of just does its thing, but the ability to go back and find instructions on how to do that Twitter thing would be probably
in there. Huh?
Yeah, somewhere. If I can find it, I'll ping you and give you a link.
John, that'd be really terrific. I appreciate that. I'm going to pursue this because I'm on the edge of it already. I know the traditional side of it pretty equitably, and I'm still having successful events even with Comment Tracker and so forth. But every once in a while, it refuses to broadcast and will not connect to the live event and that type of thing. What I've been doing is having a second event standing by and then transferring over and then inviting everybody over to the other event, but to be able to replace the YouTube URL and leave everybody on the same event page will be very helpful. But I'd like to incorporate those comment tracker ideas that you just gave me.
Are you using anything for production software or switching software, or are you just doing everything in the Hangout or live event profile?
Yeah, I basically showed startup cheapskates how to do it for nothing. So that's what I've been specializing in. It's like, you've got something free, use it to the best of its ability and your ability. But I can't hand people a free platform that gives them problems and is inconsistent. So
that's true.
Iron out the details.
I'm with you on that, but one of the challenges that pushed me to use OBS was that we were, as I said, we were doing live events and incorporating a remote audience. So we had two constituencies: the people in the room and the people that are watching online.
Right.
And what we would do in room was we'd have a person who was standing up in front of the room doing their presentation with their slides and stuff. And we'd have a camera on them. We would take a feed from their computer on which they were running their slide presentation so that we wouldn't have to show a washed out version. We could just put that clean electronic direct transfer of that image
do a screen share.
The screen. And then the third camera we had was to pick up other people in the room who were asking him questions live. And because of that, when we try to do it in a Hangout or in a YouTube live event, multiple cameras, we'd have to have, 3 cameras in the same Hangout, which meant we'd have to have 3 times the bandwidth. So when we went to OBS, we could do that mixing in-house, in-room, and then send one stream up to YouTube and whatnot. And that cut down on our required bandwidth. And it also improved the production value quite a bit.
No doubt.
OBS is free, so I would look at it seriously, and see if you don't find it. It's a little complicated. I got to give the new version knock a few points off of their stars for suddenly making things more complicated. Sometimes you have to dig to figure out how to do things, but there's a good community. Terry Lee Britton has an OBS community where you can definitely get answers.
Very cool. Well, I know Terry pretty well, so I'll pursue that connection for sure. Well, that sounds like a good
If you
thing,
like,
yes.
I can put a link over here to how to use hashtags to get that Twitter for you. You have to create a Twitter widget, and where you use hashtags and bring it over. I have a complete video on that. If you want me to put the link
Very,
in here, I
very
can.
cool. Yeah, absolutely. You're drawstringing together a bunch of stuff that I've been working on. So this is great stuff. I've tried several times lately to catch you guys live, but this is usually a time that I'm not available.
I know that feeling.
I
Yeah,
understand.
Where are you, Roland?
I'm in Southern California.
Mm.
Poor John's out in the middle of the ocean all by himself.
Poor John, he's sitting out here where it's 85 degrees. You're the
Remind me
poor,
to eat.
you're the poor schmucks on the East Coast.
Just because I'm dying of terminal mildew's got nothing.
Terminal mildew is something I know about in Hawaii. How do I get back into business hangouts? I pinned Michael earlier, and
Click the
oh,
little
Click
green.
the green. It's a round circle, kind of with the three little men in it. Click that,
uh,
and it should bring you right back in.
oh, there you go. Okay.
That's one of the reasons why I started using Business Hangouts, Roland. Just so you know, you can bring people in from Twitter, bring people in from Facebook, LinkedIn. It just brings all kinds of different businesses and people in there. I know it's a paid for thing, but in the long run, I mean, I've been getting more and more people, and a lot of people want to come in the film strip, so it's a way for me to get them to come into Google Plus. I think it's stupid when people say I don't want to sign up for a whole nother thing or another thing. That's just horse shit. I mean, we sign up for Sears, Staples,
No
uh,
doubt, Dave.
Lowe's. We sign
I
up for
agree.
everything. I was like, just shut up and just fill it out, would you? I mean, that's usually the way I end up, and I know that's not the way to be, but it's a good way. If you're going to do a live event, you know, I always emphasize and put. I usually put like I can bring up an image. For those of you watching on YouTube, you could be doing this. You could be watching here. You could be seeing it this way. You could be leaving your comments here. This is how we're bringing them up. You can't do that on the YouTube side. So a lot of times it encourages them that way too to come over. So just little things like that that you can post every once in a while. Hey, you know, if you wanted to be a part of this and you're watching on the YouTube side, as long as it's public, it's on the YouTube side, they'll see it on your channel as well. And you could draw people over just to watch it on the YouTube side, but they won't be able to comment unless they come over the G Plus side. But you can
Right.
always show
Right.
them an event. You can always show them an event, and then they have to sign up for G Plus to watch that event or participate in that event, I should say. So it's just another methodology of going at it. I mean,
Didn't they make it easier to bring in people that weren't G Plus members?
yeah,
Like in the last.
for business and education accounts, I think that's true. It hasn't reached the GQ public yet, but they are in the process of. I mean, it's already in the process where you
Mike,
just sign in and come in. Yeah.
would you please put that link back in? I meant to bring it to screen and I deleted it instead.
Okay.
I want to bring it into the screen so it shows on the YouTube video because if anybody's watching there, they won't see it if it's into the unified chat.
I hope I can. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about the business hangout is you can get all those people to sign in with their Facebook account or whatever. Then they get to view it, and eventually they want to be up in the film strip, and that's when they, have to get a Google account. But it's a good way. There you go.
Cool.
It's a little cut off on the end there.
Yeah,
Make it smaller.
yeah, but it's the unified chat that's cutting it off too.
5 mmlu. What's the last few digits or digit? Is that a P or an F?
Capital R1, capital P, IZC.
Okay.
So completely again, 5 capital M, lowercase m, L, U, capital R,
Well, that's an
1,
R.
yeah,
Okay, I couldn't read anything
capital
beyond
P,
that. That was it. That looked like
capital
an
P,
could have been an F or a P to me, but it was an R.
lowercase I, Z, C.
Anyway, that will.
That will definitely help me out. That'll be another step in my exploration here.
Stop that. Stop. Okay. Control C.
Is that better?
Go back over
I just
here.
made it a small Google shortened
Oh,
link or whatever.
okay. All right. Hang on. Let me do it.
That'll work. So putting that on screen truncates it, huh? There you go.
There we go. So now those that if anybody watches this on YouTube, they will be able to see that. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Okay. Now I see Michelle is left. Oh, she may have gotten kicked out. She's back now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be taking my leave here on this side. And I thank you very much for your feedback, Michael. I appreciate that. And John, I thank you very much for your clues too. I definitely
My
will be
pleasure.
this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just drop in anytime you can. We're here if you need anything.
I will. I'll see you again for sure. It's a lot of
Okay.
fun. I always learn something, so I know I will.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.
See,
Now
this
we
is
have
insane.
we
That's
have
like,
you we have you in stereo, Michelle.
it's insane. This is what keeps happening.
Oh, you got kicked out?
I keep getting kicked out of Hangouts. It just keeps happening. I sent feedback like Michael suggested, but I don't know what to do. It happens consistently all day long.
Are you using Chrome
Chrome on a MacBook.
or MacBook? Can you try Safari or?
I tried Safari. I couldn't do what I needed to do.
Okay. What about downloading Firefox? Could you use that
I
maybe?
have not tried Firefox.
That's something I would try just to see if that's what's causing the issue. The other thing is make sure that your Hangouts is up to date, your Chrome is up to date, and what version of Hangouts that you're using.
Okay, I know Chrome
Well,
is
that
up to
really
date.
caught on. It is up to date? Okay.
Chrome is up to date. Safari is up to date. I don't know how to check if Hangouts is up to date.
Just see what version you have when you go to the extension, because you probably have it as an extension, and would
I
be my
do.
guess.
Yeah, well, I have it in, yeah, I do. I have it in an extension.
Yeah, I would just check that. The other thing is I would definitely clear cache and cookies.
Did that on all the browsers, on
Okay.
all devices, and restarted.
Okay. Then I would also try and unload every bit of Hangout and then reload the program. I mean, not right now, but you know.
When you say unload Hangout, could you
Yeah, get rid of it.
elaborate on
Get rid
that?
of it off of your computer.
Just delete it.
Yes, get it off your
Delete
computer
delete the
completely.
extension. Delete whatever's under Hangout.
Reload it. Yes, restart out, reload it. Yep, exactly.
Okay,
That
I
would
think
that would
that's
be
probably going to be the best thing to do if
yeah.
Hangout version is not up
Which
to date.
which extension do you use? Do you use the one that sits up into the tool up near the bookmark and all that, or do you use the one that is free floating outside?
No, I use the one up in the banner up at the
Okay.
top.
Okay.
I actually have it bookmarked.
Oops. Andy can't type.
All right, I'm gonna go check on food. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hope it's something good.
Okay, Google, fix dinner for my wife.
There you go.
Well, that's what Siri's doing now.
Yeah, right. You're
Uh,
on your own.
oh, actually, I don't know. Ah, since we started this, and this was I didn't create an event for it. I was using the permalink, and actually, I think this is the first time I've done that. It started the recording in a permalink rather than having a created event. So we'll see what happens.
There's my buddy. Hi, Tom.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? You're always so
We're doing
quiet.
good. Oh, I'm just listening and learning. Yeah,
You're making us nervous, Thomas, standing over there. Just a little bit out of frame on the left side, not saying anything.
yeah. Yeah, let's see if I can show my there. How's that?
Better. It's just a film strip down there where you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Andrew, I figured out what my problem was that we talked about this morning.
Okay, what it was?
Well, when I would turn, either a picture public, that also has two areas that you can click on down at the bottom that one of them does not allow for the download of that file.
Ah,
And so I could see it in the Chrome that I created it in, that I was logged into. And then when I would take that hosted link over to Firefox or incognito, because I checked preventing
mm,
people who I shared with to download it, it would give me a 404.
mm.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So that way, that was just a lot of times I will prevent people from downloading a file.
Yeah.
I don't think you
Okay.
can do it with a video. I don't think you can do it with audio, but a picture or a document, I think
Yeah.
that you can prevent them from downloading.
I'm going to, unless anybody wants anything else recorded, I'm going to go ahead and stop this broadcast so the video doesn't run too long because we were mainly recording it so that Michael could do that demonstration for rolling.